Vice President Kamala Harris may have lost the election, but she won millions of hearts. Standing on stage at her alma mater, Howard University, she spoke with a steady resolve, urging her supporters not to feel like they are entering a dark time. In her 12-minute speech, the vice president urged her supporters to roll up their sleeves and get ready to put up a resilient fight for democracy. After breaking gender and race barriers, Kamala Harris remains an inspiration for millions of women and young people. Here's more on her historic campaign.
Vice President of the United States of America, Kamala Harris.
One fall morning in Washington, Vice President Kamala Harris faced a room of union leaders.
Let me start.
She spoke urgently, promising to protect jobs, raise wages, and improve the lives of working Americans. But the team wasn't convinced. They had tough questions. Did she and President Joe Biden truly do enough? Days later, in a historic move, the union withheld its endorsement from a Democratic candidate, and Harris's path to the White House suddenly became steeper. Then, after Joe Biden's sudden exit from the race, Harris was launched at breakneck speed. She spoke passionately about democracy, justice, and the need to protect women's rights. Her historic run as the first woman of color to lead a major party ticket sparked enthusiasm and record-breaking donations. Endorsements rolled in from pop stars like Taylor Swift, Beyoncé, and many more. Former President Barack Obama became her biggest campaigner. And Harris looked like the best contender to beat Donald Trump. But polls indicated that the working class was worried.
Groceries, way too expensive. Jobs really scarce. And I'm just against the deep state and the corruption.
Do you feel like Donald Trump is the solution to that problem?
Yeah, Elon, Donald.
Tell me how much Elon factored into your thought process. What makes
I was already voting for Trump, but I like Elon anyway, and Elon just landed the booster into the chopsticks.
As Election Day unfolded, it became clear that Donald Trump had secured a comeback. President Joe Biden broke his silence, congratulating Trump on his win and inviting him to the White House to ensure a peaceful transition. But the following evening, the vice president took the stage at her alma mater, Howard University. Her address was not a victory speech, but a concession. Standing against the red-bricked, white-columned backdrop, she wore a sharp burgundy pantsuit. And just like many other addresses, in her speech, she spoke of resilience and a long, ongoing fight. Her voice was steady. She promised the work would continue.
The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for, but hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright. As long as we never give up, and as long as we keep fighting. This is not a time to throw up our hands. This is a time to roll up our sleeves. This is a time to organize, to mobilize, and to stay engaged for the sake of freedom and justice and the future that we all know we can build together.
Even though her sleeves stayed down, her message was unmistakable. The battle had been fierce, and she had given it her all.
Now I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election.
In a special appeal to young Americans, the vice president, with her heart full, urged, "Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place." The generation next of America holds the power, and they showed it this election with a sweeping outcome.
To the young people who are watching, it is... I love you, Heather. To the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed, but please know it's going to be okay. On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, we win. But here's the thing. Sometimes the fight takes a while. That doesn't mean we won't win. That doesn't mean we won't win. The important thing is don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place. You have power. You have power.
For some people in the crowd, there were tears. Harris had inspired millions and reshaped what was considered impossible, leaving a legacy of resilience and strength even in defeat. And so, as the lights dimmed and the crowds began to disperse, Kamala Harris took her final bow. Her journey didn't end in the White House, but it closed with dignity, history, and an enduring mark on American politics.